What's going on, FA Nation? Jon Impemba here with James Grande. Welcome into the Fantasy Lineup NBA DFS podcast, recording here for Friday's 11-game main slate. James, it's a big one. We got a lot of big names ruled out here once again. Jokic is out. Murray also out, both in health and safety protocols. Maybe Jokic finds his way out of health and safety protocols, just like Bones Highland sort of did the other day, but we'll have to wait and see on that news. James Harden is still out. LaMelo Ball is still out. Cade Cunningham is still out. Tyler Hero is still out. We're waiting on like Chris Paul, Kevin Porter,
LeBron might be
right? LeBron
Yep.
James, still waiting to see his situation. Zion has been ruled out the last two slates. Drew Holiday continues to be ruled out, currently questionable. Paolo Banchero is going to miss at least another week for Orlando. So a lot of big names. Bam missed the other day. Desmond Bane is still out. Wendell Carter was out the other day. He's questionable again here. So a slate of 11 games with a lot of news that has to be resolved come roster lock. And as we learned last night, sometimes that doesn't even matter. Keldon Johnson being taken out of the starting lineup about 10 minutes before roster lock and then officially ruled out shortly after. We had a deal with Grayson Allen last week. I think it was also in the starting lineup and then out of the starting lineup with zero reporting. It wasn't until after the game started that they said he left the shoot around with like an illness, didn't play the rest of that game. So listen, the NBA news cycle, we do our best to stay on top of it. You were in the Discord yesterday with the Keldon Johnson news about 10 minutes before it happened. You see the conversation being there. Keldon out of the starting lineup. Looks like he may not play. We've had other members of the Discord basically ask about Keldon Kiat beats Diop after that, and he had a fantastic night. So listen, I'm going to do our best to stay on top of the news, update the content where we can. The Discord is most certainly your best resource when we get closer to roster lock for the news, and we get in there all day as much as I can yesterday, at hearing and at channeling the Slack channel, and guys are in and out to get everybody sort of aware. We also have the NBA DFS Lineups Discord channel, right? So like right below the NBA Discord is the NBA Lineups channel, where all your needed lineup news is automatically posted in there. So give it a quick run through before roster lock to see if maybe you've missed anything. Maybe do yourself a favor there. But the NBA is supposed to be giving roster news 30 minutes before roster lock. That was the supposed agreement. They haven't always fallen through with that, though, James.
Yeah, so first off, big shout out to our partners at Underdog for all that news breaking 24/7. They are incredibly hip to it at all times. And the Spurs did put out their lineup 30 minutes before. They just ended up scratching Keldon Johnson, who was questionable the entire day, and then subsequently doesn't play after being scratched. So, it is something we need to pay attention to. We did put that channel in our Discord for you guys. If you want to give it a scroll, you'll see every single lineup. I mean, we literally had Keldon Johnson ruled out at 10:04. The Pistons released the lineup without Jaden Ivey, then put him back in the lineup 6 minutes before lock. It was a wild 3-game slate. It's going to be another wild one today. You mentioned 11 games, all this injury news, rather. So we have to stay hip to it. And I'm going to keep saying it, John. I'm going to say it and say it and say it. You have to pay attention up until lineup lock and even afterwards. Like, the Lakers don't play until 10:30. We might not know about LeBron James until 10:20. Like, if you want to have success in the NBA, in DFS, I'm not saying that it has to be a full-time job for anybody, but it has to be there has to be some type of preparation. There has to be some type of, desire to look at the news, read the news, react to the news, and understand that it could be something that goes beyond lock. Like, there is lineup swap that people take advantage of. There is, not all news has to be out at 6:30 p.m. Right. So we do need to be hip to it all, even if it's a Friday night. What are you doing after? You're going to be hanging with your kids. You're going to be hanging with your wife, your girlfriends, your boyfriends, like whatever you're doing. Have your notifications turned on. Come into our Discord. We are constantly updating news throughout the night. There is constant talk, whether it's Sticks, whether it's Ice Through, whether it's Blutz, 24/7 talking about the slate and who's in, who's out. Like, they're here to help you. We're here to help you. Like, whatever it is. But we have to stay hip to the news at all times, leading up to lock, beyond lock. because the NBA, as we know, unlike any other sport with its injury reporting and with its ins and outs and its resting and its injuries, like there's nothing like it. Nothing.
Yeah.
And it's only getting worse from here. So please stay hip to the news. And also, John, like, subscribe, and give us a nice review on whatever platform you listen or watch this podcast on. And we appreciate that very much. You guys, keep the bacon coming in for John and I here.
And the one thing, again, to kind of put a bow on this, we have the Discord app, obviously. Some people use their desktops. James and I, we've talked about this 1,000 times. We have push notifications on our phone turned on from Twitter for the latest updates, but also you can set those notifications up for those Discord channels as well to get automatic messages to your phone. So when Keldon Johnson is ruled out at 10:50 or at 9:52, like that is sent to our phone in a notification, right? So because we need to have that information. So if you want to go to the Underdog Twitter channel and turn on the notifications where their NBA lineups are, like I'm fine promoting them. They do a fantastic job. That's what James and I use it for. That's why we use them as our source for that channel. Go click the alert button on their profile on Twitter, or go set your notification settings in Discord to have push notifications to your phone through the app. So when that channel gets updated, you get something directly on your phone screen so you don't miss it. Because listen, there's constant news that you need to be aware of throughout the day. That's why when that news happens, James and I are usually in that Discord channel first, kind of updating it, and I'm sure a lot of you other guys probably have similar notifications because you guys beat us in there sometimes as well on top of the news. So it's just like James says, it's imperative to be at all times aware. And last night was tough, right? A 10 o'clock roster lock. We never see that. So
never.
You have to be up a lot later, being attention to the news. It's definitely was a little bit of a harder slate to do so. So that's just that, right? Like we're doing our best here with news. Ultimately, you guys are making your own lineups, responsible for the ins and outs of that. But we're gonna be there for you guys as best as we can to let you know who's in and out. We can't help it if guys get ruled out after lock, right? So
right.
Let's get into it. We got 11 games, 7 o'clock start time, so back to normal.
Finally,
so we'll
one night already sick of the 10 p.m. slot.
I was said it on Twitter the other day with old friend Sean Mitchell there. We're only a month into the season. It feels like an eternity, but we're only a month. It's 11/18, right? Wasn't that opening day, October 18th or 19th?
20, yeah, something like that. You're probably right.
So we're only a month into the NBA season. It feels like forever, but it's only been a month. So everything's still evolving. Rotations and minutes and playing time and what teams are good at, what teams are bad at, right? Like all of this is still evolving on the slate. So at the point guard position, we have Luka Doncic back tonight against Denver here, $12,700. James, what do we got for a spread on this? I forgot to ask you. What do we got for some spreads and totals here? Because Denver is without, at least for now, Jokic. They're without Jamal Murray. Two of their three best players on this team out of this lineup. Now they're running up against a healthy Denver team, a Dallas team rather. What do we got?
They are 9-point dogs in Dallas, 215 total.
Yeah.
That is the only lower total is Milwaukee Philly at 213.5.
Okay.
So not the best. John, we do have a banger on this
Indy
slate.
Houston?
Yeah. I think this is the highest total we've had all year, but 236.5 is where it currently sits.
Okay.
5-point spread in favor of Indiana. So that is currently slate high.
What's our OKC Memphis?
OKC Memphis is 231. That's a good one. We have four. Let's see. We have four totals over 230. OKC Memphis, as you mentioned.
Golden State versus New York.
Golden State. Yep. That's second. 234.5. That's great. Neither team playing a lick of defense. And then Boston, New Orleans, 230. Boston, 2.5-point road favorites. In New Orleans, we don't know if Zion's playing. Maybe the 2.5 makes you. I feel like the 2.5 makes me think Zion's playing, but
yeah, Boston's been blowing out everybody though. Like,
Boston is very good.
They
are very good without Rob Williams, and
they just beat Atlanta by 25 the other night without Smart, without Brogdon, without Rob Williams. So
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
That is
So and
kinda
they blew out Denver at home, and that game was like a 4-point spread as well. So like, yeah, I'm very curious how the Pelicans just got run out of the gym by Chicago, right, the other day, or was it vice versa?
No,
Chicago
they ran
Chicago. Right?
Yeah, the Bulls are very depressing right now.
Yeah. All right, so back to Luka, 12-7. If you want to play him, you can. It just doesn't seem like the right environment. Could be a blowout.
Right.
He could score 30, but I don't know if he's going to get 80 for the payoff to 12-7.
I mean, he's going to score 30, right? It's
Sure.
just the rest of the numbers coming along with it.
Steph went for 50 actual the other day.
He's nuts.
I played him against San Antonio. He scored 16, but he dropped 50 actual in a loss to Phoenix. Really like this spot for him against the Knicks, though. Again, guards against the Knicks. We saw Jamal Murray have a good game the other day. Though super depressing. I don't know if you saw the Action Network tweet. Jamal Murray's point prop was 21.5. He entered the fourth quarter with 21 points and didn't score.
Yep.
So tough sled in there for those who took the over on Jamal Murray points. He's 10-6. Curry. Ja Morant is 10-5, coming off a 36 actual point game against the Pelicans there. Back to back, 3 of the last 4. 57, 57, and 60 fantasy points for Ja Morant here.
Pretty good.
Pretty decent. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Finally.
Our boy. Finally sad that he's $9,900. Deserves it, though. Because he himself, 63, 59, 62 fantasy points the last 3 games for him. 37, 37, and 42 actual. Hit a ridiculous step back 3 winner against Washington. And we talk about it like, oh, we like SGA. He does all this scoring without really shooting threes. He's starting to shoot more, but he's also hitting them, right? Like 2 of 3, 2 of 4, 2 of 3, 1 of 2, 2 of 5. He doesn't need to take 7, but if he's also going to start taking a couple and then hitting them at like a 40%, 50% clip, like even better, filling the stat sheet up. Good spot for him against Memphis at $9,900 there. Halliburton's at 92. Garland is up to 9K. That's your 9K and above range. And I guess we can throw Booker in there if there's no Chris Paul again.
So I think it's another situation where Luka's like whatever, right? As you mentioned, it's hard to get to, but
fine. Same with Giannis is the same spot. You want to play him, fine, but they're just so expensive. So expensive.
Especially when you can with the current form Curry, it's very hard to get to Luka. I think in a 234.5 total, like literally 20 more points expected in this game than the one that Luka's participating in. I think Morant is obviously in a great spot. There's no Desmond Bane. So, the return of Jaren Jackson didn't impact him at all. He had 8 rebounds, and maybe that's caused by Steven Adams being in foul trouble from the word go. But Ja Morant also averaging 8 rebounds over his last 4 games. So elite production there. I said SGA is a top 5 player in the NBA this year, and I don't think that's wrong as it currently stands. He's a 50, 40, 90 guy. He's averaging 32 actual, 6 assists. Like we've talked about the defensive numbers too. 2 steals per game, 1.5 blocks per game. He just does nothing wrong.
Yeah.
He does everything correct. He's clutch. He's just,
his point prop for tonight is 31.5 points, by the way. So
and it's probably over. Because he's done that in like all but 3 games this year. So yeah, I'm okay with Curry, Morant, SGA. I think Halliburton being in the game environment that he's in is a great spot.
Every time I think maybe Halliburton's too expensive, he comes through. So
yeah,
I mean, he only scored 8 points against Toronto, and he still had 43 fantasy points.
He has an incredible floor. Incredible floor. I don't know if I don't know if the upside
for 50 like 6 times already this year too.
Yeah. Yep. I don't know if he at least currently, at least what he showed, he hasn't shown Curry, Morant, SGA ceiling.
Yeah.
But he has been as consistent as any of them. So
I mean, I'll say this could be a ceiling steals game for him.
Sure.
3-2, 3-2, 2 steals the last 5. And that even extends, right? Like he's got at least 2 steals in like 6 straight games. He has a 5 steal game on his ledger, and that was his season high 56 fantasy points. So, if he goes out there and gives you 20 plus, 10 plus, gives you 4 or 5 steals, and then maybe we get a ceiling rebounding game out of him too. Then 60s in the bag for him for sure.
Best game on the board too.
Yeah. And KPJ may not play. We'll have to see what happens with him on the flip side of that. So, I like all of that tier I don't know if I'm going to play against any of the Cleveland guys because of the matchup against Charlotte here. They're good, but you're paying premium price now for Garland again. Mitchell, 34 fantasy points the other day. He had 62 before that against Golden State. If you want to play them, you can. I don't think anyone's going to be in on that game, though, for Cleveland.
No,
so
I don't think anyone plays it.
You'll play maybe Mobley if Allen's still out, right? Because
Yep.
you get the spot against Charlotte. Let's see. 8K range here. If Drew plays, I don't mind it, but he's just been waiting for him to come back. Just waiting.
Yeah, horrible. Back. There is revenge narrative there.
Yeah.
Former Philly. Also, terrible game environment. 213.5.
Yeah.
Horrible.
He's been very good when healthy.
He has been great. He has been great. That's fair.
Would you play CGM against Boston?
If there's no Zion, yes.
Okay. Maxey, Westbrook, middle tier guys here. Brunson probably 71.
Maxey priced appropriately. Westbrook, if there's no LeBron, I don't hate that. Detroit's pretty bad defensively, and by that I mean they're the worst team defensively. And Westbrook's been good, man. Like from a fantasy perspective, kind of what we're used to. And he has not let us down. And
yeah, I mean at the price points, we'll take the 40s, right? We'll take if he ever gets to like 85, we're like, all right, well we need. But he's gonna be under 8K, and he's gonna give you 43, 44. Then he's paying it off. So.
I think it's just hard to not love Jalen Brunson again, 7,100.
Yeah.
Like he's just so consistent. It's very frustrating though. I will say that Thibodeau is not Thibodeauing this year.
Yeah.
Where like in years past, like if Jalen Brunson comes to the Knicks, he's playing 35.
Do you think that's just a product of Quickly being good this year?
Probably.
Right? They're just like, we actually have another guy we can go to.
Yeah, and he had the defensive stop on Murray to win the game too. Yeah. Like where Quickly just like locks him up and looked great. And I think that's probably why Brunson's losing time.
Yeah.
But even in 31 minutes, 38 fantasy points, like 34 minutes a game before, 45 fantasy points. Like he has greatly outproduced his minutes in terms of fantasy points. Like he's an elite play in this elite game environment.
Yep. We talk about it all the time as these secondary guards get priced up, but Cameron Payne is 6,800. If Chris Paul's not in, he went for 47 the other day against Golden State. So like, is it, at some point you just hide the name and look at the numbers, and 68 is a fair price for what he's playing at. So if no CP3, are you willing to go with Cameron Payne against Utah?
Yeah, man. And they're just like missing, like, I know Shamet doesn't like move the needle, but he plays 19 minutes a game and he takes like 8 shots, and he's like a good bench scorer for them, and they're down Cam Johnson and they're they're just down a bunch of guys, and Campaign's being asked to do a lot. So yeah, I think if Chris Paul's ruled out, I think it's perfectly fine to get there. Like it's not a core piece for me, but like we know Utah, as good as they've been, they've been in like massive totals every game. Yeah. Like I think this total 227.5, 2-point spread, Utah getting 2 at home. Like, yeah, I would consider Cameron Payne. Again, not a core play because I'd probably rather find the 300 to get to Brunson, but perfectly fine spot.
We talked about it in the last podcast when Wendell Carter was ruled out, and they also were without Banchero, Jalen Suggs. We said, is this a spot for him against Minnesota? They're going to have to play a traditional lineup. 44 fantasy points at $5,700 what he gave us. He's up to 61. I think we'll have to at least talk about what we know his floor is. He shot 1 for 10 the game before that.
Yeah.
And that's not the first time this year he's gone out there and done absolutely nothing. But again, if there's no Wendell Carter and we know there's no Banchero, Jalen Suggs, $6,100 here against Chicago. Is that a spot you'd be looking at?
Yeah, tournaments only, but a spot I'd be looking at. Like you just mentioned, there is a very low floor, but there is a very high ceiling. We've seen him go for 44 or more twice this year. So if he's scoring the basketball, he could be elite. And he is a very high usage player. He just needs to make shots.
Yep. Let's see. Bones Highland's the next guy I think we're all going to be looking to play here. Did I pass him? I did. He is 5K. I mean, it's going to be chalk, right?
Yep.
Even against Dallas, because like even if it's a blowout, I don't think they take him off the floor because they don't
They
have.
need his offense. They need his offense today.
Well, I'm just saying, like, who do they have even behind him? Right, they're down.
Christian Braun, dude. What the?
Well, he's not gonna play
What do you
point
mean?
guard. Christian Braun's
What do you
not
mean?
gonna.
Christian Braun is elite. No, they have Ish Smith, but
He's
Ish
been
Smith
ruled.
listed
He's been
doubtful.
ruled out. Yeah.
Yeah, he's doubtful. So yeah, I mean, they probably go. Would they go point Bruce Brown?
Well, I'm just saying, like, if this game gets into a blowout situation, like, do they even have the players to take Bones off the floor? Is this
So they called up Peyton Watson from the G League.
Sure.
He is a rookie. Christian Braun, KCP won't be on the floor. Maybe not. I mean, Bones.
Right? Could this just be a 35-minute Bones game, regardless of what happens here?
Yeah, Bones probably a court play. He hasn't really played in blowouts, but he hasn't really started playing. I mean, 25 minutes against the Spurs and a 25-point win is nice.
I agree. And again, you're just the fact that there is nobody in front of him here. So
if you look at that 3-point prop, John, whatever Bones Highland's 3-point prop is today, you should bet.
I bet they won't even give it to us. Let's see.
Because he's made 3 or more threes in 5
Prize Picks. Yeah, Prize Picks didn't give it to us. I'll go do a prop request because Prize Picks lets you request a prop. They probably still won't give it to me though because they just ignore me. Yeah, core play though. I mean, just chalk play. Everybody's gonna play.
Yep.
Just like 60% played Murray the other day, you're gonna play Bones Highland.
Yep.
Let's see here. Dennis Schroeder returning today for the Lakers.
Yeah, interesting. We'll see what So apparently, he is not expected to be under a minutes restriction.
Yeah.
But so the return of Schroeder, their savior, is interesting for Westbrook. I think 7,800 maybe feels a little too expensive, but Kendrick Nunn's dead.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder how many minutes Patrick Beverley's going to play because he's already been kind of
do they start Schroeder or do they start? Because they've been starting Reeves, right?
Yeah, that's true. It's a good point. If he starts, some interest
against Detroit,
if he starts, there's some interest.
This guy shoots the basketball.
Right? Revenge! First game back.
Is he a Detroit guy? Is he?
Yeah, he had the little. He went from Atlanta to Detroit, or vice versa.
Okay.
He had the little patch.
Okay.
In Detroit.
No talent hero again. Gabe Vincent. Just they don't touch his price.
He didn't go. He didn't play in Detroit. I lied.
I didn't think so.
Why do I think?
Are you thinking Jeff Teague? Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe that was a brain fart.
No, that's fine. And I don't even remember if Teague actually went to Detroit, but I know he's another Atlanta guard that got moved around a few times. Yeah, Vincent again, 30+ minutes. They don't move his price. He's a shooter. That's.
Yep.
Good spot for him there. Sexton only played 17 that last game. Alec Burks maybe. No,
he didn't play. Well, back to back. He sat the last back to back.
Okay.
So maybe Killian. Maybe that bodes well for Killian. He shot really poorly last night, but 28 minutes is nice. Sure. He started too. So
yeah, that's probably it for point guard for me.
What is Marcus? Is Marcus Smart playing?
I believe he is going to play.
He is questionable. If he doesn't, fast PP Peyton Pritchard.
Yeah, we also have Brogdon questionable. Actually, Brogdon probably. So.
Oh, okay. Okay, well.
I mean, yes. If Smart is ruled out again, he is dealing with a pretty bad bone bruise. Smart.
Is it an ankle? It's an ankle, right?
Yeah. So he said something was he had some really bad swelling, which is why he didn't play the other day.
Okay.
So yeah, if the ankle is another issue and they start Brogdon tonight, 5K Brogdon, no 30-minute ceiling or floor probably. Yeah.
I would also, by the way.
White,
dude, he's looked so good now that he's getting he's looked super good when he gets extended time on the floor.
Yeah. Dude, I mean, the Celtics are an absolute wagon.
No, you guys are it's just stupid. I mean, Derek White was the starting shooting guard for the Spurs on a winning team, and then just you guys got him for free. And then got Malcolm Brogdon for free, who was an all-star.
Yeah,
this is not fair.
Aaron Nesmith is starting at times for the Pacers, right? We traded.
Yeah, so cool, dude. Yeah, congrats to the Pacers for that one.
The Celtics are a wagon. Derek White being like our seventh man is just ridiculous.
I got another point guard for
Okay.
us here. Justin Fensterman's second favorite player behind KZ Okpala, Theo Maladon. Dennis Smith Jr.
Questionable, right?
is doubtful, and we know no LaMelo Ball. So
is it him though, or because Rozier for sure?
Yeah, they could start Rozier.
I mean, they will.
They will. I'm saying at point guard specifically. Right. They could just start Rozier at point guard.
Go McDaniels maybe.
But like, they also like Book Knight is like out of the rotation again. They are not playing him.
Well, again, like how much were they not playing these guys because Ball came back?
Yeah, but dude, like Maladon played 22 minutes, 25 minutes, 20 minutes without DSJ. Okay. And now there's no DSJ and LaMelo. I think that he's just in their rotation.
Okay.
I will say 18, 26, 18 fantasy points in 22, 25, 20 minutes is pretty gosh dang good production. 3,900. I know it's a tough spot, but like,
okay.
Big
slate, need value. If he gives you 20 fantasy points, you're probably okay with it. Shooting guard. Actually, who got the minutes for Bane? Did Tyus play enough the other day?
Concher. No, it was Concher.
Okay, we'll hit that now then. Shooting guard. We talked about Booker already. Donnie Mitch. Jaylen Brown's at 85. Gave you 22 actual.
Yeah.
Cash game play. We keep going there.
Yeah.
Bradley Beal. Good return.
Dude, he was good.
Good return.
The problem is he had like 6 assists and 4 rebounds in like the first quarter. I was like, holy cow, he's breaking the slate 8,300. And he still had a really good game, but
he's cheaper today. 82.
He is cheaper. Yeah. I'm fine with it.
So, let's see here.
Ingram, if there's no Zion, is fine.
Yeah.
Yep. Rozier, no LaMelo is fine.
Let's see. Would you go back to Dinwiddie or worried about the matchup?
I'll pass at 74.
Okay. Buddy Hield, 69 against Houston.
Nice. Yeah. I mean, we're getting like, we're getting to a point where like it makes you think a little bit more, I would say. But
Jalen Green's been really good, and if no KPJ.
Yeah, if he's gonna take.
Look at these numbers:
shots.
6'6", 7'6" for assists, 6'2", 6'7" for rebounds. Like if he's gonna start giving you averaging 5 and 5 assists and rebounds a game to go along with his scoring, like, again, he was the number 2 pick last year. There's a lot of talent.
And he smack talked his way to thinking he should have been number 1. So like, said Cade shouldn't have been number 1. I should have been number 1. So
more importantly, this year, 37% from 3 for him as well. So
pretty good. Yeah. I think. If there's no KPJ, it's like all systems go, lock and load.
Yeah. I agree. Again, we like the stack anyways. You probably just play Jalen Green in general, but we're talking about it. Dylan Brooks at 64 against OKC.
Yeah, it's a risky play. Like, the usage rate is great. You just need to get him on a good day because he's a sub 40% shooter, and he doesn't really provide much peripherally, but no Desmond Bane is going to lead to a lot of shot attempts. So
something kind of an interesting update that we just got here from Shams. Once again, the Hawks have begun preliminary trade discussions involving John Collins. So they just like don't want John Collins on the team, or John Collins doesn't want to be on the team. I don't know which one is which here. I'm trying to see if there's any sort of additional official updates there on that one, but I guess maybe we should watch the status of John Collins for the next time the Atlanta Hawks play there. Just in case that ends up being a thing. So, because not on today's slate, but we'll see moving forward for that one. Let's see other shooting guards in this range that we like. Let's see. Ivy, if you want to go against the Lakers, we can probably go back to back with him. Conjur's up to 5,400. Is that too much for you?
Probably, but 36 minutes. There's just like 6 shots in 37 minutes. It's just not great, Bob.
Yep.
Especially when you can play Bones at shooting guard, you can play.
Are there even any value shooting guards that you like? Jalen Williams, I guess, at 4K. Played another 28 minutes. It was a random giddy benching in that game last time.
Yeah, it was a random giddy benching.
20 minutes.
Quickly played 20 minutes in a competitive game makes you like that.
Okay.
Like Jalen Williams is.
Cam Reddish played 37 minutes.
Dude, he's just in their rotation now, right? Like
he starts. He's a starter
just
for them. So 3,800 for Cam Reddish.
Yeah, I can get there.
All right.
That's probably
4K Jalen Williams, 3,800 Cam Reddish.
Christian Braun, if you really want to dumpster dive, 3,100.
Ross did play the 27 minutes we thought he would play. He didn't start, but he did play 27 minutes. He just didn't shoot, and he didn't hit the shots he took. So
if Terrence Ross is not shooting, there's a big problem there.
So, but again, like if everything stays status quo with Orlando, like I would be willing to at least throw another dart at Ross, because he can always kind of get hot potentially. So. I got nothing else for shooting guard though.
Nope.
Okay. Small forward. Tatum's at 10-8. Too much?
Probably, but like again, 6 for 19, 45 fantasy points, almost triple doubles.
Yeah,
how many times
we tout his when he has bad shooting, he goes to the free throw line, and then he only goes to the free throw line 4 times.
4. Yeah. You can get. I think it's fine to get there. It's not like I don't think it's a priority, but if that's where you end up, I think it's fine.
Okay. Any thoughts on market in here against Utah? We haven't talked much Utah against Phoenix.
Tough spot. He's been struggling.
Okay.
I mean, like he's not like shooting poorly but like he's not shooting enough. He's not shooting as much as he was, and I don't know. We're still paying premium dollar for him.
Sure. Let's see. Middleton is still ruled out. No Hayward. Maybe Aaron Wiggins, 66? Andrew Wiggins, rather, 6,600?
If Aaron Wiggins is ever 66, we are in trouble. Maybe. It's a good spot.
Down production lately. Maybe guys will be off him, and Brooks is the same price, so more people will probably go.
I don't think anyone plays Wiggins even when his production is good.
True. Is there a bounce back spot for our guy here? Michael Porter, just 28 minutes, 1 for 8 shooting, 1 for 6 from 3. Really let us down. But no Murray now and no Jokic now. So like, I will say we looked at this the other day. Quarter IQ. Bones Highland does have the highest usage rate when Murray and Jokic are off the floor. Now again, most of the time it's because he's the backup player, so he's gonna have a ton of usage there. I mean, this isn't the best spot going up against Dallas. We talk about this all the time, but after letting the world down at 50% rostership the other day, would you run back at a slightly higher priced Michael Porter on this slate?
Yeah, I would. Okay. I would. And not just because our bias, they literally just don't have any other options. Don't have anybody
else, right? They can't rely on Jeff Green to shoot, so at least I don't think they can. RJ's at 61 is fine for me. Bojan came through last night, 26 actual, run it back, 5,800. I know you don't like shooters on the second nights of back-to-back, but
he's been good.
He's been fine.
He's been really good. He scored 28 on his second leg the other night, so he's just been ever so consistent. No Cade, no beef stew. Like, they just need the guy.
I think Bruce Brown starts tonight because now there's no Jamal Murray, too.
Probably. Yeah, probably.
His minutes got cut into because of the return of Bones Highland last game. But now that Bones just fills in for Murray, Bruce Brown should be lined up for the 30 minutes he was playing the 2 games prior when there was no Bones, in my opinion. So I like this spot for him at $5,400. Again, I know we don't like the matchup against Dallas too much, but when Bruce Brown gets 30 minutes this year, he's been a pretty productive player.
Yeah, I mean, he was productive in 22 minutes, but like you said, he just didn't get the full run. So, yeah, I could definitely get to Bruce Brown here.
Any Bay interest at 53?
Yeah, I mean, he started.
Yeah.
I like that, obviously, because he didn't start the game prior, which for whatever reason.
Just missing shots, but another guy, like, if the shots were to fall, we could have a decent performance.
Yeah, it's a good price. It's a good price. There's no Cade. There's no Stewart. So, like, they need him to be productive. So I'm perfectly fine with it.
Okay. Grant Williams is 51. If you wanted to go there, low floor, has an okay ceiling. Trey Murphy, if we
broke the slate the other day.
Still only played 25 minutes. To your point, the other day, 25 minutes back-to-back games now with no Zion, so he's not getting the 30+ minute run like when Ingram was out. But still, hit 19 and 10 there, 7 of 9 shooting. So Tough spot against Boston, but they're going to need scoring.
Yep.
So
Yep.
certainly could be in play here. Anybody else for you? Beasley kind of interesting at all? Another 20 plus fantasy points out of Malik here.
Yeah, he's been good. And his correlation has kind of been he's like soaked up the Rudy Gay like 13 to 15 minutes, and there's no Rudy Gay, so yeah, he should be once again playing 23 to 26 minutes. So I can get behind that.
Okay. Eric Gordon played 30 minutes the other day, didn't do too much, but again, game style, and if KBJ sits, I think Eric Gordon finds himself in a pretty interesting spot there at 4K. Have you been playing Camp at all here?
No. Boot Champ, from Milwaukee,
whatever it is. Yeah.
No. I know he's been good, but I have not.
Okay.
I know he's been good, but I have not.
You know, I'm a Sam Hauser stan, but just kind of hard to get to him all the time.
Yeah.
So. Knocking down threes though, shooting 50% from three, like I said he would. Regis 38. We already talked about that one. Stevens started for Cleveland the other day, played 33 minutes.
Yeah.
25 fantasy points. If he starts again,
yeah,
you kind of have to at least probably consider it, right? He's taking 10 shots in both of those games, so that's good to see. He's not like coming on the floor and he's not taking 4. So
yeah, it's very good to see for sure.
If he's gonna shoot like that and give you 5 rebounds, at 3,500 against Charlotte, I think there's some room there for him.
Agreed.
Bullock is questionable to play tonight. If he is out, would you go back to THJ?
Yeah, I would.
Okay.
Yep. Might even start. Maybe they start Josh Green too.
They did start Josh Green the other night.
Yeah, so you probably see Josh Green draw the start, but he only played 17 minutes. That's like an irrelevant play. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I would go back to THJ.
Okay. Let's go power forward.
Let's go.
Giannis is at 12-6 against Philly. We have a Philly matchup on the board. 58 fantasy points against Philly earlier. Not enough at 12-6. Sorry.
Nope.
Let's see. Buckets.
And it's a 213 total.
Buckets at 89. Not his best performance against Toronto.
So sad.
We talk about this all the time with Toronto, though. They're just a slow, tough team. They got Van Vliet back.
It's just like...
But now Washington, so...
One rebound without Bam. Like, what in the world?
Jovic out here, just light.
But I don't even think he had a lot of rebounds.
I think he had 3.
Like, who was... you can get there. Like, Washington's obviously a better spot for him, but it's... The thing with Jimmy is, like, just the shot attempts, man. Like, 8, 12, and 8. Like, you're the star of this team. Act like it. Like, I know he's averaging 21 a game, and that's great, and the peripherals are there, but, like, I cannot trust an 8 to 12 shot per game, $8,900 player.
The one time I don't play Julius Randle. He goes for 63 fantasy points. 11, 4, and 4 steals. We've been hammering front courts against Golden State this year.
Yep.
Randall doesn't necessarily have the size that some of these other centers and front court guys that we've used, but I would still play Julius Randle at 84.
Sure, just give me more minutes, please. Like, why are we doing this again?
32.
The Jalen Brunson thing. Like, why are we? He started in the year playing like there was 37-minute games, 40-minute games. Like, why are we down to 31 to 33 every game now? It's very frustrating.
I agree with you there. Christian Wood gets 30 minutes, and look what he does: 45 fantasy points.
Shocker.
They just won't play him 30 when everybody's healthy for whatever reason.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
We'll see what continues to happen with that one. Bull probably starts again, like he's been starting anyways, but a 50 burger with no Carter and no Banchero. So
is that good?
Dude, if he's the lone front court guy here, and he did it against Minnesota, right? Towns and Gobert. I don't think Valanciunas is going to stop him. So I'll play Bull at 65. That one's fine for me. We talked Mobley. If there's no Jared Allen again, 20 and 7 in that game, 9 of 14 shooting. It's a really good spot for him against Charlotte here. I do like that for him and his prospects. Would you play K Love? He's not starting, right? So like,
no, it's so sad that he didn't start.
I
would play
another
him
35 minutes for Struss.
Yeah, I just don't like the price. Just gets me for Struss.
$5,600 for Jaren Jackson. He played 25 minutes in his debut.
Didn't make shots.
He had 5 blocks, 7.6 rebounds. He was 3 or 14 shooting. Only one foul in 25 minutes.
We're playing him. We're
Dude,
playing him.
dude.
We're playing him.
This is screaming early foul trouble game to me, but you have to play him.
Yeah, I think it's tournaments,
especially
only.
over on FanDuel. What's his FanDuel price tag?
I don't have it.
You don't have it. That's fine. I bet it's definitely more expensive. So
just because the block equity that he gives you,
dude,
just the defensive numbers.
Justin blocks.
Jaren Jackson Jr. on FanDuel is $6,300.
Yeah, it's a good number.
He had 27. He had 27 fantasy points in that last game.
Yeah, it's gonna be a core play. Power forward center eligible as well, which is great. Chuma at 52. If those guys are out, he played 30 minutes. Still not hitting shots. Another sad development for him there. Poku started the game and then got benched in the second half and played 14 minutes.
Literally, I don't even want to hear anyone other than SGA right now. Is just too hard to trust. Just is what it is, you know?
Yeah. Jabari Smith, again, if you want a game stack, you can. That's fine by me. Jalen Smith on the opposite side of that, again, playing 26 minutes. If you want a game stack, he's cheap enough to get it. Go ahead.
I like that price, not going to lie, for tournaments.
Yep, I'm with you there. Anybody else here, power forward? Is this going to be maybe a Larry Nance day? They went J-Val against Chicago, but Boston does go small. So,
yeah, I think that's the probably path that they choose because they go small. We just don't know.
Definitely a bit risky knowing that there is a possibility they go Valanciunas like they did the other day.
You just don't know. You can go Nance. You could also go with Torrey Craig at that same price.
Back-to-back games for Craig. You called it out, and I was like, I don't ever want to play, man. His ceiling's too low. And then 33 and 30 minutes the last two, and he goes out 28 and 37 fantasy points. So
there was a lot of factors into the minutes when he first entered the starting lineup. There was blowouts, there was foul trouble, and then the last 3 games played 30 plus minutes and has been very productive the last 2. He's not like a very high ceiling guy, but there is he does have very productive moments.
Yep.
Patrick Williams questionable, by the way, for the Bulls.
I see that. Who's power forward for them then? Jalen Green? Not Jalen Green. Javonte Green.
Javonte Green. They might Derek Jones. Not like a very exciting crop of individuals. Maybe they go double big, and they use
What do we make of Jordan Nwora? 29 minutes in 2 of the last 3.
Yeah, I love Jordan Nwora.
Like, if all those guys are out again, if Connaughton's out, Holiday's out, Grayson Allen is out, right?
Is Connaughton, because he practiced and then was listed probable and then didn't play. Is he? Oh, he's out already. Okay. That's interesting.
Right, we're just waiting on Drew and Grayson Allen, I think, here.
Yeah, I guess if Grayson's out, sure.
Right.
They could play. Yeah, that's instant. He's instant offense.
$3,900 for him there. So, Jovic and Jeff Green both played a lot. Oh, Jeff Green played a lot of minutes, didn't do much. Jovic played 23 minutes, gave you 19 fantasy points, but he basically had that at halftime. Didn't do anything in the second half of that game. But if he starts again, you kind of have to play him, right?
Yeah, and there's potentially no Bam. There's also potentially no Dedmon to take any minutes away.
Yeah.
They did call that guy. They signed that Orlando Robinson guy. They played some Jamal Cain. But I just feel like if both those centers sit, they have to play Jovic. So.
Yeah. NJ, 26 minutes.
Yeah, he's fine.
$3,200.
Yeah, he's fine.
Those guys are all out already. So
yeah.
I kind of think you're looking for a big slate to value.
Yeah. They did not play DeAndre Jordan in the fourth quarter. Did not play him a single minute in that game.
Yeah, and this is going to be a blowout. They probably won't play DeAndre Jordan in this game either.
Yeah, this is a spot for Zeke and Jai to go crazy.
Yep, get some run there. Center position here. JoJo against Milwaukee at 11-3. We got the classic him versus Giannis matchup here. JoJo did not do good in this first spot. 6 of 21 shooting. So always potential for him to go nuts, though. Right. Anthony Davis, if there's no LeBron against Detroit, feels sexy. 63 fantasy points for him last time out here. Definitely ceiling game potential against Detroit.
Yep. Agreed.
If there's nothing there. Zinger, if there's no Bam, I think is interesting. 49 fantasy points for him, even with Beal back. 55, 45, 49. I mean, let's not forget, Kristaps Porzingis is a really good basketball player. So,
Yep.
The way he's running right now against a Miami team, if there's no Bam, I definitely like that spot for sure.
Same. He plays well off Beal too.
Yeah. Wendell Carter, by the way, probable for tonight. And what do we talk about Wendell Carter when it comes to Chicago?
Yeah, he likes revenge narratives.
Hammers the Chicago Bulls.
Yep.
Hammers them. So if you want to play the Wendell Carter Chicago Bulls narrative here tonight, I think it's in play.
Agreed.
Go look at the numbers. His last year, the year before that, since the trade, just sealing game after sealing game against the Chicago Bulls. So I was one of the only people that played Miles Turner against Charlotte. I don't know why. People wake up. It's Senators versus Charlotte. Miles Turner versus Houston. Feel like it's almost the same thing. So
20 minutes.
Hopefully not.
I'm just kidding. He's in a
four straight double-digit rebound games.
Yeah, he's been great. 4 straight double-doubles. He's been great.
He gave us 62 fantasy points against the Pelicans. Big price bump, 7,300. But I mean, dude, he's really good. Especially if Halliburton sets him up so nicely. You know, game stacking.
He's been great.
He's probably close to a core play for me. So
yeah, he's been great.
Especially if no one's gonna play him again. I don't understand why people don't want to play him. Let's see. You probably like Sengun on the opposite side of that spot at 67.
I mean, it's just hard not to like anyone in this game. Yeah. Sengun just needs to stay out of foul trouble.
5 blocks the other day.
Dude, the guys, if he stays out of foul trouble, he gets you 30 plus fantasy points easily. And then it's like, from there, it's like, does he get you 40? Does he get you 50?
Yeah, I agree with you. Jaren Jackson, there's so many forward centers I like tonight, man. 5,600 for Jackson. Talked about him already. Kelly O, does he run it back? I literally cost myself $2,000 the other day just by one simple switch. Had the money to go had the $300 to go from Kelly O to Steven Adams. I was like, Steven Adams has been playing really well. He's got to save for 4. 3 fouls in 3 minutes. Didn't play the rest of the first half. Kelly Olynyk gives us his ceiling game, and that was the difference between me coming in second place and me coming in 63rd place. So
tournaments only.
Big sad. Tournaments only, for sure. But we've been going at Ayton a lot this year.
Sure.
Ayton at 62, by the way. You can play that against Kelly O.
Yep. He's like not looked good without Chris Paul, though.
Sure.
I feel like some players just make certain players better.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just kind of been, just kind of floating around. Like, what are we not doing? What are we not rebounding for? 3 double-doubles in the year? Like, what?
Yeah,
what?
That's fair. Any other value centers for you?
Mo
Durant at 37, I guess, right? Why is Durant only 3,700? Is it the AD matchup?
Yeah, that was not properly.
He also had 8 and 8 at halftime. So
he had 8 and 8 at halftime, and he also benefited from Bagley foul trouble early in that game.
Sure. We didn't talk Bags. Bagley center only at 47.
Ugh, he's so foul happy. Like early foul trouble every game, seemingly.
Yeah.
He's fine. Like, I think they're both fine. Not like get me out of bed excited, but like they're both decent value.
I was encouraged by the 25 minutes, and we've seen him come off the bench and give us doubles in 20 minutes this year. So
sure.
Just something. But AD also could just put him in a blender and get those guys out. So, all right, who's our number one play? Who's our core? Who's the guy?
It's one of the point guards probably.
Mm-hmm. Steph against
anyone from Curry, Morant, SGA, Halliburton. Take your pick. One of those 4 guys.
Yeah. What's the OKC Memphis spread?
It is 2. I want to say it was 2-3.
What's the point spread though?
6. Memphis giving 6. They're without Bane, so there's that.
SGA at 99. We'll start it off with SGA at 99. If we have the money, I would go up to Curry, but
okay.
For no real reason.
No problem.
Just that Curry gave us 50 actual, but SGA can give us 50 actual, so it's not out of the realm. Power forward, we'll lock in Jaren Jackson. So we got a mini stack of that game already.
Zeke Njai,
yeah,
would he be a core play? Because
let's go
he's
Njai.
going to play.
Yeah, $3,200. I'll throw him at the forward spot, or I'll throw him in our center spot, I guess, for now. 6,200 a player. We'll get healed probably in Jalen Green, maybe. Throw
Jalen Green. I like Jalen Green even if Kevin Porter plays.
Yep, so do I. So Green's at 65. That's still 62 a player. Can we get? Let's see. Let's go Njai at forward. Njai.
Do you want to play MPJ?
MPJ. Yes, I do. Njai.
6,200. He's 6,200 on. Or would you rather play Bruce Brown?
Bones, dude.
Yeah, true. Go Bones.
Bones is a guard.
Go Bones.
$6,600 a player. Did we have a cent? I mean, I like Miles Turner. Did we?
Yeah,
have another
we could just go. No, just go Turner. It's
okay.
The best matchup on the board.
That's our run back of Green and that stack. 6,200 a player
for a small forward, right?
And a utility. Yep, small forward and utility. 62 a player. I didn't put MPJ in though. Porter Jr. 62 exactly.
Do we want to play 3 Mavs? I mean, they're literally missing their.
No, not really.
They're missing their 2 best players.
Yeah.
We could play.
Was there a $3,300 small forward that we like, by the way? Just in case. It doesn't seem like it. That was with Halliburton as our util.
3,300. No, there's Christian Braun.
Mobley at 64 against Charlotte. Yeah, who was our small? Who's our small forward?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking like.
Stevens at 35. Jalen Williams at 4K. Beasley at 45. Trey Murphy at 47.
The only problem with Murphy, I'm not completely comfortable with because we don't know Zion.
Bojan at 58.
Yeah, let's do Bojan.
Okay.
I like that one.
67 util. Sengun. Bol. Mobley's at
either
64.
One. I would play either one of those guys. I'd play any of those 3 you just mentioned. All 3 of them are great. Yeah. Jared Allen questionable.
Okay.
Non-COVID illness.
Mm-hmm. So Bol with Wendell Carter back, I think lowers the ceiling a bit.
Sure.
Let's see. Reevaluate. Is there anybody? It doesn't seem like there's another spot that we would go down. I mean, we're gonna keep
Bojan, right?
Yeah, we have Bojan at 58.
He'd probably be the only one. Maybe go down to Sadiq Bey or Bruce Brown.
But like Bruce Brown gives us then the 3 Denver guys. Again, I'm okay going 3 Denver because they don't have.
I'm okay going 3 Denver too.
THJ could be interesting if there's no Bullock. He'll shoot more than Bullock does.
Sure will. That is for sure.
Because
I think if you go down to Bruce Brown, that gets you Jalen Brunson at 71.
Okay, so we'll go down to Brown.
Or anyone below 5,400 gets Brunson to 71.
I did Jalen Brown. I was like, wait a minute, that didn't give me any money. 71. I mean, I like Brunson a lot here. Let's see. Again, you could just double stack the healed spot there. Brunson versus Golden State's good though. I like that.
234 and a half game total there.
A little late night hammer action, right? Double up. All right, so that's what we got then. We got SGA, Jalen Green, Bruce Brown, Jaren Jackson, Miles Turner, Bones Highland, Zeke Njai, and Jalen Brunson. That is our example for the 11 games here. If you have any questions, be in the Discord. Get us on Twitter. I'll be on the playbook today. That'll be out sometime this afternoon. Good luck, everybody, this weekend. James and I will be around. Obviously, no podcast until Monday, but we will catch you guys later.